Hello everyone, it's Gene again, but I really am going to be super brief. So in case you didn't know, the critic reviews for the Captain Marvel film are slowly trickling in. I just checked Rotten Tomatoes. At the moment, the film is at a 83% for the critics. Now, I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes worth a damn, considering the whole fiasco with them removing the want to see score and all that stuff. But I find it interesting that, now that the actual product is out, now that the critics are reviewing it, that in the end, the film, from what I've seen, I've seen 2 reviews thus far. I'll probably watch a few more. And I saw Grace Randolph's review. She tried to be positive about it, but you could tell in the way she was speaking that she really wasn't impressed. But I give her credit for, trying to point out what she felt with the positives. I saw SC review on it, and I was just listening to I was watching a Geeks and Gamers video where Jeremy just scrolls through Twitter and shows all these critics and all these people who were saying that the film is basically meh at best, which does not surprise me. But also, what it does concern me a little bit, because here's the thing. You would think, not just think, the film would need to be a blockbuster hit right out of the gate. Considering all the promotion, all of the vitriol thrown at critics, all of the, usual, it's trolls, it's sexist man babies, it's this, it's that, the regular, criticizing of the vocal minority. You would need this film. Marvel Studios needed this film to come out of the gates as, the best Marvel film ever. This is what happens when you go with that sort of promotion and marketing. You make it, and I think I said this in one of my other videos about Captain Marvel and about the trailers. When you create this much pressure to perform, you create basically a can't fail situation. It's like that line in the old Queen song Flash, right? Nothing but a man, or in this case, woman, who can never... Dear goes my voice. Dang. Nothing but a man who can never fail. That was awful, but that's the best I can manage in my sleepy state. But anyway, they created this monster, right? This unreasonable expectation, and it's their own fault. When you try to force people to like the film and to like the actress, this is the monster you create. This is the, do or die situation that you create. And they have flubbed it. Here's the thing. This film, if this trend holds, right, once the critic reviews trickle in, and then once audience reviews trickle in, if the trend holds that this film is at best a C, that it's best a meh, then guess what? Even though it may not be a box office failure, even though it might, break even or even generate a small profit, considering the standard that is set for itself, this film, will be a failure. It will be an abject failure. Sometimes the absolute worst thing you can be is average, is completely mediocre and middle of the road. Sometimes it's better to, crash and burn, and to crash and burn loud, than to just be in the middle. Because now, with this film turning out, from what I'm seeing of critic reviews, and I even checked a few, as I said earlier, on Rotten Tomatoes, and I even read what some of the critics wrote. And a lot of them were just given a 2 out of 4, 3 out of 5, those type of ratings. One critic even said, basically their tweet was, if you like 90s girl music like Garbage and Hole. It's like, first of all, no. As someone who's actually a big fan of Garbage, I'm not a terribly big fan of Hole. They have one song celebrity skin that I like, but as a fan of Garbage, okay, they're not a girl band. They're just not. Okay, it's a rock band. It is a alternate electronica influenced rock band that happens to be fronted by a woman. That's it. There's nothing really here about the gender. Okay, do not try to, cast... I will fight you if you try to cast Garbage in the same light as, say, the Spice Girls, right? The Spice Girls were the ones going, girl power, and all this other stuff. And that's fine if that's the message you want to send. I personally was annoyed by the Spice Girls then and now. But that ain't Garbage, okay? Now, Shirley has written a few anthems that might be considered, or songs, I should say, that might be considered a few anthems, right, for women or for people who are different, like, say, queer, which is actually not about sex or about non-straight sexuality, but, people don't actually listen to music these days. They just listen to a title and go, oh my god, it must be about me. No, queer is actually, while it's a very sexy song, it's not about sex, at least not overtly about sex, but it is a very sexy track. But anyway, my point being, okay, Garbage is not some sort of, prancy, girl pop band, okay? It's a rock band. It's just a rock band that happens to be fronted by a woman. More importantly, if the best thing that you can point out about this film is the soundtrack, then we has issues. Okay, I'm not going to go see a film just because it features music from bands that I happen to know and like. Okay, from what I've also heard, the song features Just a Girl by No Doubt. I like No Doubt, especially classic No Doubt. But having that song in the film is not going to sell me on it. You know how that will sell me on it? I'll buy a concert ticket, right? If that's part of the set list for a No Doubt show, I'll buy a concert ticket and I'll go to that. But otherwise, yeah, no, the song isn't going to sell me on anything. If that's the best thing you can say about the film is the soundtrack, that means it isn't a good film. But anyhow, back to my point. This is the worst thing that could have happened for the MCU, is this film just being middle of the road. This film just being meh. And for those who are concerned, I do think that this will put future female-led films in the MCU, such as the Black Widow film, right, or the potential possible all-female Avengers film. I think this lukewarm response, if it continues to go this way, is going to really put those films into jeopardy, because now, if they don't want to, take that chance, they can easily look at Captain Marvel and go, well, look at this. We put out all this promotion, we had this very aggressive campaign, and the best we got was a meh movie, right? Marvel Studios, especially at this point, cannot afford meh. Everything has got to be be a spectacle. It's got to be, at least A- and above. That's the standard they have set for themselves, given that they're at the end of basically like the original MCU, universe, right? It's Endgame, and then they're gonna start over with new heroes and new actors and all this other stuff. So that's just my opinion. Again, this was probably the worst thing that could have happened. You know how they could have avoided it? Really? If they put a little attitude into the film, right? A little bit of grit. Some of that edginess that the 1990s was famous for. But anyhow, that's my opinion of the opinions on Captain Marvel. Alright, have a good night. Bye.